Those are some great games coming from the courts of USIU. And now back with us is the man with the plan, Mr. Bosiri, a.k.a. the boss, a.k.a. the professor.
Thank you very much.
About your sensei.
How are you doing?
I'm good. You know, I really missed you last season in Uganda.
So did I.
You would have loved it.
Was it?
It was great.
It was marvelous, eh?
Marvelous.
But I always like Kampala myself.
Yeah?
It's always good.
Awesome.
It's great, yeah.
Well, it's great to have you back with us.
Thank you very much.
Let's dive straight into it.
Yep.
Now, Professor, you have seen virtually every minute of the first season of the ZUBL in Kenya. Now we have 26 weeks ahead of us, 40 universities and new teams. What are the lessons that we can learn from the past, and what is your outlook for this upcoming season?
Silalia, that's a very good question. The first thing that I learned was that sponsorship works wonders. You know, Zuku coming in and sponsoring the University League got the league out of Nairobi. Without that sponsorship, we would have been still playing in Nairobi. Two, there's a lot of passion and enthusiasm around the country for the game of basketball.
Absolutely.
Do you remember Moi University?
Crazy.
Western Conference Finals was marvelous.
My gosh.
Nyayo Stadium?
I lost myself.
Oh, it was great. And you know, you just see the raw passion and raw desire amongst all the youth to come out and play, train. Even after the games, they come into the middle of the court and they're shooting and doing all these things.
Right.
For me, that was great. It's high time that we harnessed all this energy, all this youth, and made the game of basketball become bigger and greater in Kenya.
Okay. Now, in terms of skill development, have you seen a distinct difference between what we saw in the first week of the ZUBL last season and the last week in Kenya?
For sure, Silali, I saw a lot of improvement, especially in teams like Egerton University, MKU Nakuru, the teams from Maseno.
Right.
They all showed they have learned something, especially on the pick and roll and the half-court set. At least teams were a bit more patient, using more screens, trying to shoot the ball when they're open, trying to drive and draw the help and kick out the ball. And I was actually impressed that it seems that they were actually watching BAQE and learning something out of it.
Now, I know it's super early for us to predict who will even end up in the playoffs, but do you have any favorites that you've already seen?
I'll start with the ladies. USIU still are top for me. They are Zone 5 champions. They were number 2 last year in the Kenyan League. And this season they are unbeaten in the Kenyan League. I heard Strathmore is back in the fold.
Yes.
And therefore they bring a lot of competition. They're being coached here by the former national team coach, Ronnie Owino. And therefore I expect that final will be between USIU and Strathmore.
Okay.
The rest of the teams, no chance.
Really?
University of Nairobi lost Janet Okop, and therefore they have no chance to get in there. But we should watch out for ZTech University College.
Okay.
I had they're in, and they've got some 3 or 4 players from the Premier League.
Yes.
Who are studying in that school. So
they do. For
the men, University of Nairobi for me, USIU, they're still tops because they're still playing in the league.
Okay.
They're having a very good run. USIU is number 2 at the moment, and University of Nairobi is number 6. Therefore, the players have had enough, practice and games to be able to prepare them for this particular league. Secondly, I heard that Anyang has left MKU Nakuru.
He has. I don't know where
the last time we played for the University of Nairobi during the Continental Games.
Really?
So I'm really waiting to see the University of Nairobi playing and see whether he's going to play for them. But I think we'll get 1 or 2 competitors from the Western Conference. But when they come to the national finals, it will still be a Nairobi affair.
Well, I mean, if you remember last season, I was a huge fan of the Western Conference. So I would be happy to see another strong team come out from there.
Indeed.
Thank you so much, Professor, for your insights. You heard it here first. The professor has given his prediction. Thank you so much. We'll see you next week.
Thank you very much.
Now we're going to take a very, very short break, but when we come back, we'll be taking you on an in-depth journey of what really went down in Kenya last season. So don't go anywhere. BAQE will be right back.